Let's start with the first one, which is attention awareness. So what we have here is 7 interactive, I say gears, but they're actually factors. Again, the concept of an energy to them. So between causes and their effects, there was a lot of talk about the law of attraction. Rhonda Burns out of Australia swept the planet with her book and the movie The Secret, which had some good parts and pieces to it, but in my opinion was incomplete. Left some things out, like we'll get to this about the goal setting, and also spiritual matters, and then also it's coming up here, number 7, this ability to take action, to be able to move on it, not just go off in a corner and pray and meditate. You got to do something about it. But attention awareness. We've heard that phrase, you got to be in the right place at the right time. Well, I've been in the right place at the right time. Didn't know it at the time. And so what can you do to sharpen your attention and awareness? Because that's where the opportunities are. The opportunities to alter your effects later on here. It starts right here. That's why I place it. So the order and the sequence of these factors are purposely placed here. This is not a random order. And by the way, this is gathering up 30 years of the best what I've learned, but not just my ideas, the best of the best, in my opinion, of ideas and concepts that have value. Now the interesting thing is, we all have, when these are all revealed, you're going to see, well, I've heard of that before, but it's the order and the sequence that makes the defining difference in altering your outcomes, results, and effects as it pertains to those 8 goal areas we talked about. So attention awareness, that's where the opportunity. There are things that you can do to sharpen your attention and your awareness. Now, what is this made up of? It's made up of the 5 senses. We know about that: sight, hearing, touch, taste, the physical realm. But there's one other one called the 6th sense. For women, it's generally been called the 6th sense. For guys say, yeah, I got a gut feeling. Still talking about the same thing. Business leaders depend on it, whether they admit it or not, consciously or unconsciously. Good business leaders have that 6th sense. They know about it, they exercise it. It's a gift that we can use and need to use. So attention, awareness, number 1. Which leads into, and that drives, the 2nd gear, which is our operating system blueprint. Yes?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yes.
Let you wait to the end.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So regarding the 6th sense, is that something that you are born with? Does it come with experience? How would somebody sharpen their 6th sense?
You are born with it. Every human being has it, except for someone who might be in a coma or unconscious or brain, no disrespect, but brain damage. With that exception, for all the rest of us, it is inborn, it is there, it has always been there. There's always been it. And you've had proof. If you ever had, and we'll get into this, which you'll see what's going on under here. You ever had the phone rings, and it's someone you were planning to call. You haven't talked to this person for months, 6 months, maybe a year. And the phone rings, and I was just going to call you. What? This is, is that a coincidence? No, that's not a coincidence. There's something to that, which we'll get to here in what's going on in this lower. So the answer to the question, you are born with it. Everybody has it, and there's 6 faculties, like the ability to reason. Everybody has these faculties: the ability to visualize, the ability to think and reason, willpower, what's called willpower, and some other things. We all have those, and the point, and that's part of the message and the theme in this book, is what can you do to exercise it, sharpen it, build it up so that you can literally alter your outcomes and results. Now, one caveat I have in here in the flyer, I say that a meteor comes crashing to Earth. Okay, we can't control that. There are certain things that we cannot control, but there are things that we can control. And that is a big, big opportunity, but it's also a huge responsibility that we have. And most people sadly go to their graves with their music still in them. in my opinion, and others. There's actually a poem about that. The saddest words of poem and pen are those that might have been. And most don't get it, or most don't tap into that, or realize that everybody has gifts, everybody has talents, everybody has skills. Just like a fingerprint, we all have this unique, special gift or fingerprint. You've heard that phrase, well, God broke the mold with that person. I would suggest that God broke the mold with all of us. Everybody is unique and special. Now, our operating system, what is that? We get upgrades with our computers, our laptops, our smartphones announcing version 8.1 coming. And what is it about? It provides upgrades, system upgrades. Well, we have internal operating system too, and how about we get upgrades? We can actually perform or do certain things that can provide upgrades that we can get. I like to say we're all a work in progress, and some of us need more work on our progress than others. But we never really arrive, but we're always a work in progress. But the point and the theme is, what can you do to provide those upgrades? So, this next one, volumes have been written about this. We all know about this. But it has a place. It has a place in how it alters our effects, our outcomes, our results. Yes, the idea of faith in a creator, but also faith in ourselves and faith in a positive outcome. And that's not being Pollyannish or head in the sand. You have to have, when you look at the champions in any field of business or order of business, there's a strong faith or belief. Ties in with confidence, ties in with the operating system and these others. So yes, volumes have been written that goes back more than 6,000 years about faith and belief. Seems that must be pretty important, but again, its placement in the 7 years. Now this is interesting. I've never had this. Here we go. All right, perspective, viewpoint. All of these, I keep saying these are very powerful. This one's very powerful. Our perspective and our viewpoint. Car accidents. Police get these different, okay, what did you see at the scene? Well, I saw this and this and they were wearing this. What did you see? Well, I saw, and they're all different perspectives. Just going to the grocery store, you see and you have one perspective, and coming back the different direction, you have a different perspective. This is where the epiphanies, perspective or viewpoint is very powerful, and you can use it to your advantage. So since we don't have enough time to get into the hows on this, but we'll have some other slides here that will go a little bit more into it. Emotion and feeling, that is the engine, that's the motor. This is not the driver, that is the driver that turns all of the other ones. Okay, so emotion, feeling, that is the energy. That, and we were going to talk a little bit about that, I think, when we first talked about what goes out, what comes back, that sort of thing. This is the one, and I've got a slide here that we'll show in a minute. Very powerful, turns all the others in a negative way, in a positive way. If you've ever seen what's called a hand pump cart on a railroad car, it actually goes up and down, and you have one guy on one side, another guy on the other side, and one guy's up, the other guy's down, and it actually moves this little four-wheel thing down the railroad tracks. They use that as a metaphor in the book, that it isn't always about positive emotions and feelings that can put the power motive into you, but severe negative emotions don't have to destroy you, cut you down, or cause debilitating response. You can actually, there's things that you can do when it's on the negative side to turn around, because that is energy. There's an energy to that. Okay, and no, we're not there yet. Year 6 is choices and decisions. Again, very, very powerful. Think back to any decision you ever made that, oh man, hindsight 20/20, why did I do that? Why did I do that? If I made another decision, whether it's in business, you accepted the job, or you're on the other side, you're hiring someone and you chose that person. Or in a relationship, you chose that certain boyfriend, whatever. Okay, so gear 6 drives, and each one of these drives, even though they're interactive and affect each other, they kind of have a forward motion here. The last one is gear 7, which has to do with action. Yes, according to your faith be it unto you, but also according to your action be unto you.